Well, I'm Steve Trzcinski, and I'm an addictions counselor here at Tranquility Woods. Well, a little bit about my background. After college, I went into the military and into the Navy, and that ended up being a 26-year career. One of the things you do in the military as you progress is they have you work in fields outside of your specialty. So I worked as a drug and alcohol programs advisor. And in those duties, I did the initial screening for service members who had problems, with alcohol and drugs, and coordinated, them getting into the right level of care, outpatient care, inpatient care, and then monitoring their aftercare. Military life has its unique stressors. You move every 2 to 3 years, long separations, and service members are, continually in dangerous situations, high stress situations, and they tend to live at this certain level of alert. And it's hard for them to kind of de-escalate from that as they, come back home or when they return, to civilian life. And I think it's important to understand that, as we have veterans who've come here who've been in combat, and it's a unique experience. They've seen things and experienced things that, a lot of people haven't. So to be aware of that, and I think especially with our, our mental health counseling, it's the opportunity for them to really process things, to really work through things like post-traumatic stress disorder. I think one of the strengths of Tranquility Woods is that you receive a good deal of individual therapy, and in that process, you get to really explore, a person's experience, their relationships, school, work, whatever it may be, and how the substances, how they started, how it affected their lives, and what led them here. And as we talk about those things, we start to see, how the substances become part of how they cope with life. And to do that on a one-on-one basis in a safe environment, I think one of the things I really like is, approach it from, unconditional positive regard for the client, no judgment, and then to meet them where they are and then develop that individual plan, for their recovery. I kind of wish families could come to a 28-day program because, we call it a family disease, and the families have been affected severely, from the person in their family who's, the addict or alcoholic. So in these sessions, we try to help them to gain an understanding of addiction, and especially the disease model. People often don't know a lot about that, and they have a lot of misconceptions about what we mean by that. But also, what has been their experience, how have they coped, and to offer them the resources that can help them, such as support groups like Al-Anon. And then to talk to them, the big question is, okay, what happens after this? How are we going to navigate this process? If they're coming home, what kind of boundaries are going to be set? And also recommend, continued family counseling, for them as a group. Group counseling is kind of like a microcosm of a society. We call it a therapeutic community. And I think one of the biggest things the clients learn is while they have their unique circumstances and experiences, they're in a room with people who come from different walks of life, different age groups, races, and they see that while their circumstances are different, their relationship with their thoughts and emotions with their substance is very much the same, and they gain that support from people. And I think, to realize moving forward, it helps them see that they can be involved in support groups, with people from different walks of life. So they develop a certain level of comfort with that here. Well, to understand that it is a disease, and just like cancer, diabetes, and untreated, it can, it quite often leads to death, and to reach out for help. I really believe in inpatient treatment. It gets you out of that environment, and gets you in this safe place where you can really, address the root causes of your addiction. But mainly, reach out for help. You're not alone, and there's a lot of people, that can give you the help you need. Tranquility Woods is a very comprehensive program. You get much more individual therapy than you get at other places. In addition to standard group therapy, we have experiential therapy, adventure therapy, the art, meditation, yoga, equine therapy. That's a very comprehensive, complete picture, mind, body, and spirit. And, it's very intensive. You're doing a lot all day, and you come at it from different angles. People respond to different things. They might not get as much out of a group as they would out of an experiential therapy session. So it makes it even more individualized by this holistic approach.